Welcome back to the channel, it's 9, and today we are going to be talking more about God of War Ragnarok. We could be getting a release date tomorrow, along with some more information. We're going to be talking about the state of play that we are expecting to get announced on Tuesday and what's happening there, and we're going to go over some sources as well. Quickly, before we get into that, if you could do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, share the video, helps the channel a ton. Now let's talk about this. So it looks like a state of play is not in order for God of War Ragnarok, but we still have some great news as a release date is likely coming tomorrow. We have a couple sources to cover, starting with Jason Schreier, then we'll talk about Tom Henderson. Then we're going to talk about the snitch as well. Starting with Jason Schreier, Jason said, I said Sony is expected to announce God of War Ragnarok's release date soon. In brackets, he says November. Yes, I didn't say anything about a show. And to be honest, that is exactly what he said. He said that it's planned to get a release date this month. It's planned to release in November. He never mentioned anything about a show. And so, therefore, he's not wrong. I mean, if we still get an announcement, which he seems to double down on by confirming that, yes, he did say this month, but he never said a show. So it could very well still be coming. I believe it is, especially when we talk about these other sources as well. Everything's still coming together. You know, it's very frustrating. I get it. And I don't blame people for getting impatient at this point because we've been waiting so long. But there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Moving on to our next source, Tom Henderson tweeted out Santa Monica and Sony right now preparing to announce something to give God of War fans some life. And then somebody named Cronies said it's happening June 30th. It won't be a state of play, just a gameplay trailer and a blog post. Tom Henderson responded, not even a gameplay trailer. So it sounds like from what Tom Henderson's saying that it's just going to be a PlayStation blog post with a release date. Maybe we get some more, but he doesn't really state that. It just sounds like a release date, but I'm starting to think that we could get some collector's editions or whatever the editions will be available as well. Maybe we can start pre-ordering that day as well. And the reason why I think that is because of the snitch saying, you know, in the binary saying 30th, and then afterwards saying order. It seems like, you know, that's when we were going to get the information drop was on the 30th, which is tomorrow, and then also the pre-orders, which would be tomorrow as well. And I'm assuming that'll open up first with PlayStation Direct. That would not surprise me, as they did that with The Last of Us. But then again, it seems we cannot predict what's going on over at Sony and what their plans are for their games, as they're clearly changing things up. We thought we were getting a Horizon Forbidden West style God of War Ragnarok state of play, and that doesn't look like it's going to be happening. So all in all to say, right, I think that, yes, the reason we all got our hopes up and expectations for a state of play was because, number one, Sony's history with Horizon Forbidden West, right? So we assumed, hey, that's what's going to happen. Number two, all these sources saying that there's going to be some sort of announcement for a release date this month. We assumed, well, it's got to come through a state of play. I mean, it's one of their biggest titles, right? That's not happening. And I think the reason that's not happening is possibly because of time constraints, right? To do a vertical slice, they need to take a lot of time and resources to create that. So maybe that's just not in the cards for them right now if they really want to make this release date. So they're thinking, well, let's just work on putting this game out, polishing it, getting everything done, and fans are going to buy this anyway, and they're going to want this game as soon as possible, and this is the best way to give it to them as soon as possible, because nobody's getting convinced to buy God of War Ragnarok off of a state of play. God of War Ragnarok is already going to sell really well. The fans already know they want to buy it. So it's not a question of we need to sell this to people. It's a question of we need to get this out to people because fans were dying for this in 2021. So here we are 2022 talking about a November release date. They're going to want this game as soon as possible. So all things considered, I think even without the state of play, as long as we get that release date, as long as we get that collector's editions and all the different editions available, I think fans are going to walk away really happy from this. Sure, we're not going to get a trailer. Sure, we're not going to get a state of play. But I think we can all still walk pretty happily away from this as long as we know the release date and it's a firm release date, like an actual day of the month. And if we get editions as well, to me, that's a major win. And I don't believe any God of War fan or anyone who wants to buy Ragnarok is going to be upset about not getting that. Obviously, with a potential showcase happening in September, that a God of War trailer is likely going to happen as well, if the release date is still in November, as Jason Schreier is saying. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you make of all this? Are you disappointed that we may not get a state of play? Are you happy with just a release date? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to stay notified about all my upcoming videos. Hit the like button, it helps the channel a ton. Share this video with a friend. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. I'll talk to you all on the next one. Take care.